Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everyday English with Johnny. I'm Johnny, your guide to speaking English with confidence and a big smile. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by my amazing co-host, Rose.
Hi everyone, I'm Rose, and I'm so excited to be here with Johnny to help you take your English to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or already know some English, we're here to make learning fun, simple, and super practical.
Today, we're talking about something that can open doors to your dream job, speaking English fluently in job interviews. Have you ever felt nervous about answering questions in English during an interview? Or maybe you're worried your words don't sound clear enough to impress the interviewer? Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Absolutely, Johnny. Job interviews can feel scary, especially if English isn't your first language. But with the right strategies, you can walk into that interview room, speak confidently, and make a fantastic impression. So grab a notebook or just listen closely, and let's learn how to ace your next job interview in English.
Let's start with why speaking English well is so important for job interviews. In today's world, English is the global language of business. Whether you're applying for a job at a big company, a startup, or even a local business, employers often look for candidates who can communicate clearly in English.
That's so true. When I was preparing for my first job interview in English, I was terrified. I knew my skills were strong, but I wasn't sure if I could explain them clearly. Once I worked on my English fluency, I walked into the interview feeling like I could show the real me. And guess what? I got the job.
That's awesome, Rose! Fluency isn't just about saying the right words, it's about showing confidence and making a strong impression. When you speak clearly, the interviewer sees you as professional and capable. It's like giving your qualifications a megaphone to shine.
Plus, being fluent in English helps you connect with people from different countries and cultures. Companies love that. It shows you're ready to work in a global environment. So, whether you're applying for a job in tech, hospitality, or anything else, English fluency can set you apart from the crowd.
And here's the best part. You don't need to sound like a native speaker to impress. You just need to be clear, confident, and prepared. Let's talk about how to make that happen.
Before we dive into the tips, let's talk about the challenges non-native English speakers often face in job interviews. One big one is understanding complex questions. Sometimes interviewers ask things like, "Can you describe a time when you overcame a challenge?" And it's hard to process quickly.
Oh, I've been there. In my first English interview, the interviewer asked, "What are your long-term career goals?" I understood the words, but I froze because I wasn't ready to answer in English. It felt like my brain was stuck in slow motion.
Exactly. Another challenge is expressing your ideas clearly. You might know your skills and experience, but finding the right words under pressure can be tough. I remember struggling to explain my project management experience because I kept searching for perfect words.
And then there's the confidence part. Even if you know what to say, you might feel shy or worry about your accent. I used to think my accent made me sound unprofessional, but I learned that clarity and confidence matter way more than sounding like a native speaker.
That's so true. These challenges, understanding questions, expressing ideas, and speaking confidently are totally normal. The good news is that with some practice and smart strategies, you can overcome them and shine in your interview. Let's get to the how-to part.
Let's start with some powerful strategies to boost your English fluency for job interviews. The first one is active listening and note-taking. Listening carefully is key to understanding what the interviewer is asking.
When I was preparing for interviews, I practiced active listening by watching English job interview videos on YouTube. I'd listen to the questions, pause the video, and jot down keywords like strengths, experience, or teamwork. It helps me stay focused and not miss important details.
That's a great tip. You can practice with podcasts or videos about job interviews. For example, search for common interview questions on YouTube or check out websites like BBC Learning English. Listen to a question, write down the main idea, and think about how you'd answer. It's like training your ears to catch the important stuff.
Another strategy is to learn common interview questions and prepare your answers. Most interviews ask similar questions like, tell me about yourself, what are your strengths, or why do you want this job? If you practice these ahead of time, you'll feel more confident.
I did this before a big interview. I wrote down answers to questions like, what's your greatest achievement? And practice saying them out loud. For example, I'd say, my greatest achievement was leading a team project that increased sales by 20%. I repeated it until it felt natural.
That's smart. You can find lists of common interview questions online or in apps like Glassdoor. Write short, clear answers using simple words. For example, for tell me about yourself, you might say, I'm a hardworking person with 2 years of experience in marketing. I love learning new skills and working in a team. Practice saying them every day.
And don't forget to use online resources. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or BBC Learning English have lessons on vocabulary and speaking. You can also join websites like Tandem to practice with other English learners. I used to chat with a friend on Tandem about interview questions, and it made me so much more comfortable speaking.
Another fun way is to watch English TV shows or movies about workplaces, like The Office. They use real-life language you might hear in an interview. I'd repeat lines like, I'm a team player, to get used to professional phrases.
Now let's talk about how to communicate confidently during the actual interview. The first tip is to speak slowly and clearly. It's okay to take a moment to think before you answer.
I learned this the hard way. In my first interview, I spoke so fast because I was nervous and my words got jumbled. Then I started pausing to breathe and think, saying things like, that's a great question. Let me think for a moment. It gave me time to organize my thoughts and sound clear.
That's a great strategy. If you're not sure what to say, you can also say, can you repeat that, please? Or could you clarify? It shows you're engaged and gives you a second to prepare. Try practicing this. Say, I'm a reliable worker, slowly, making each word clear. It feels more professional.
Another tip is to use simple, clear language. Avoid complicated words or jargon. Instead of saying, I have extensive expertise in synergistic team dynamics, just say, I'm good at working in a team. Simple words make your answers easy to understand.
I used to worry about sounding fancy, but then I realized interviewers care about clarity, not big words. For example, instead of, I facilitated operational enhancements, I'd say, I helped improve the team's work. Practice simple sentences like, I worked as a cashier for 2 years. I learned to help customers quickly.
The third tip is to use positive body language. Even if your English isn't perfect, your body language can show confidence. Make eye contact with the interviewer, smile, and sit up straight.
Oh, this made such a difference for me. In one interview, I was nervous, but I made sure to look at the interviewer and nod while they spoke. It showed I was listening and confident, even if I stumbled on a few words. Try practicing in front of a mirror. Say, I'm excited about this job while smiling and looking forward.
You can also practice gestures, like using your hands to emphasize a point. For example, when you say, I'm passionate about helping customers, point to yourself or open your hands. It makes you look engaged and enthusiastic.
Let's share a story to keep you inspired. My friend Maria was preparing for a job interview at a hotel. She was worried about her English, especially answering questions like, why should we hire you? She practiced common questions every day, recorded herself, and joined an online English group to get feedback. In the interview, she spoke slowly, used simple words, and smiled a lot. She got the job, and she told me, Johnny, practicing my English gave me the confidence to show who I am.
That's so motivating. I have a story too. My brother, Alex, wanted a tech job but was nervous about his English. He started shadowing interview videos on YouTube, repeating answers like, I'm good at solving problems. He also changed his phone to English to learn words like schedule and project. In his interview, he answered clearly and made eye contact. The interviewer was impressed and he landed the job.
These stories show that you don't need perfect English to succeed. You just need preparation, practice, and a positive attitude. Every time you practice a question or say a sentence clearly, you're building confidence for your interview.
And don't worry about your accent. It's part of your unique story. The goal is to be clear and show your skills. If you make a mistake, just keep going. Interviewers care about your enthusiasm and effort, not perfection.
Wow, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap. English fluency is key to making a great impression in job interviews. To overcome challenges like understanding questions or speaking clearly, practice active listening and note-taking. Learn common interview questions and prepare simple, clear answers. Use online resources like apps and videos to build your skills.
In the interview, speak slowly and clearly to sound confident. Use simple language to express your ideas. Show positive body language with eye contact and a smile. And most importantly, practice every day to build fluency.
Make English part of your routine. Shadow interview questions while getting ready in the morning. Write 3 sentences about your skills before bed. Record a voice note answering, "Why do you want this job?" Join an online group to practice with others. These small steps will help you walk into your interview feeling prepared and confident.
Here's a final tip. Highlight your achievements in the interview. Practice saying things like, "I increased sales by 10% in my last job," or "I'm good at working with teams." Show that you're eager to learn and grow. Confidence and practice are the keys to success.
We believe in you. Your next job interview is a chance to shine, and your English skills will help you get there. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and show the world what you can do.
Thanks for joining us on Everyday English with Johnny. We'd love to hear from you. What's one interview question you're practicing? How are you preparing for your next job interview? Share your stories in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to succeed.
Until next time, keep speaking English with confidence and go ace that interview. Bye, everyone.
See you soon!